salted caramel brownies. Need I say more? Hello, dears. It's time for another episode of Bake Me Up Buttercup. I cannot wait to share this recipe with you all. I just know you are going to love it. Today, we are making salted caramel brownies. Gracious, doesn't that sound absolutely divine? There's no time to waste. Let's get started. Let's begin by making our brownie batter. In a large mixing bowl, combine 14 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. Whisk these together well. Add 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Mix these up until well combined. In a separate bowl, measure 1 cup of flour. Add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Next, we will sift in our cocoa powder. I'm using 2 different types of cocoa powder in this recipe. First is 1/4 cup of regular unsweetened cocoa powder. And the second is 1/2 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder. What is the difference, you ask? Well, regular cocoa powder is naturally acidic and has a slightly bitter taste. Dutch processed cocoa powder has been treated with an alkalizing agent to reduce the acidity, giving it a much smoother and more mellow flavor. And it is also a much darker color than regular cocoa powder. In this recipe, you can use the cocoa powders interchangeably, depending on your preference and availability. Gosh, I sure did make a mess everywhere. Once sifted, give these a good whisk to combine all the ingredients. Next, we will add our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients and fold until just combined. Now, let's set this aside while we prepare our caramel. The caramel recipe we will be using is the very same one I shared in my Millionaire Shortbread recipe a few months back. If you love caramel and chocolate, you'll definitely want to check out that recipe as well. In a medium saucepan, we will combine 14 ounces of condensed milk, 6 tablespoons of butter, one-half cup of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. Heat this on a medium heat, stirring constantly until the mixture comes to a boil. Then reduce the heat to a simmer and cook and stir until the mixture begins to thicken and develops a lovely caramel color. This can take some time, so don't rush it. Caramel making is all about patience. Once you have reached the desired color and consistency, remove from the heat and stir in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla and 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Prepare a 9 by 13 inch baking pan by lining it with parchment paper. Pour in about half of your brownie batter. We say pour here a bit loosely. and spread it into the pan. Now it's time for the caramel. Let's spread that over the top of the batter. Finish with the remaining brownie batter. Next, I like to take a butter knife and gently swirl it around to mix that caramel in a bit. These will need to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 177 degrees Celsius, for 25 to 30 minutes, or until the top is set and slightly crackly. Allow to cool for at least 15 minutes before cutting into squares for serving. Well, goodness me, don't these look absolutely divine? The brownies are incredibly fudgy and rich and just packed with smooth and chewy salted caramel. A dangerously delicious snack indeed. Yum, yum! I hope you enjoyed this tasty recipe. Be sure to tag me on social media if you give these a try. Did you know that it was recently the 2-year anniversary of me posting my very first video here? Gosh, how time flies! To everyone that has supported me over these past 2 years, whether you have been here from the beginning or are a new watcher, I send a very heartfelt thank you. It means so much to me to be able to bring some lighthearted joy to others, and the love and kindness I have received in return is truly incredible. Thank you all so much. Until next time, mwah!
Delicious sugar butter.
Sugar butter. Yeah.